is Carrie Flowers, and I teach science and really acceptance, because I'm obviously somebody that's different than most of the people I'm around, and my students as well, because they're always kind of weird and scared, they're teachers in a wheelchair. So in 7th grade, they learn about body systems, and so it's really cool because I have to teach about the nervous system, so I can break that down to them and really have them relate to, whenever you send something from your brain down your spinal cord, it's like a broken bridge. But I like explaining to people things that I do and how I do it. They want to help me do everything, and they think that, I'm one of the coolest teachers ever because they know I drive. They know I've gone camping. They know I've gone skydiving. They know I do all that stuff. So this is my 7th year teaching, and this is my 4th year coaching volleyball and basketball to the junior high girls. My accident was actually a month before I graduated high school. I was a cheerleader. I played volleyball. I played basketball. I played softball. I was trying out track. That was my first year I was going to do it. And I think I was really lucky to be in that transition from high school to college. So I didn't have to go back to my old life, and see how it changed. It was 2005, April 10th. And I was driving home from a friend's house, and I had fallen asleep, and there was actually a curve. I hit that guardrail on the right side. It woke me up, and I overcorrected. I, of course, went over the other guardrail, and I flipped my car 3 times. Since I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, I was thrown out. My whole driver's side door ripped off, so I guess I went out bad. And then I remember when they had me in the ambulance, my dad actually was there. They told him that I may be paralyzed, and he touched one of my legs, and I realized I couldn't feel it. He said, "Can you feel that?" And I said, "No." And he touched my other one, and I realized I couldn't feel that one either. And I told him, yeah, I think I can, because I didn't want him to worry about it. I had broken my back, obviously. I had 3 cracked ribs. Both of my lungs collapsed. I had a bruised spleen, and I had like a pretty good gash in my back. I was sent to Shepherd Center in Atlanta, Georgia, where I did my rehab. I graduated in 3 weeks, and they were like, "You're not going to be able to make it to your graduation." I was like, "Oh, yes, I am. Like, what do I have to do?" We had made a checklist of, here, if we get this much done, you'll be able to go home. So them sitting me up for the first time, and I was like a pencil, and I fell over. They're like, "Use your head." I'm like, "I don't know what that means." And then, we worked on transfers. They made me make a bed, and I was mad about it, because I'm like, I know how to make a bed. But I was there for 3 weeks. I did those things, and I was able to go home, and that was a struggle, because I thought I could do everything a little bit better than what I really could. But after 10 days, I went back, and they have apartments that you live in, and they pick you up in the buses or whatever and take you to the rehab facility. And so I was able to live there with my parents in the apartment with me for 3 weeks. They made me lift weights and work out at 7 o'clock in the morning, which I was not a fan of. As soon as I got back home from rehab, my first train of thought was, if I'm going to college, I have to learn how to drive and get myself there, because college was 45 minutes away, because I went to Tallahassee. So we ended up buying me a car and getting me hand controls. And the first time driving was really scary. Teaching was not a thing until probably my last year there, because I got my AA, and then I moved on to Florida State. I went through business. I went through a bunch of different things that I wanted to do. And then I just realized my love for basically the earth and knowing how, things happen. So my degree is actually in environmental science. I applied to a couple jobs, and I obviously didn't get them because of, my wheelchair, and a lot of that stuff is field work, and I was not capable of doing it. But then I decided to take my science certifications and whatnot, and to teach. And, I didn't know that I would actually love teaching about it so much. I had this goal of moving to Texas, because I had visited here whenever I was 16, and I loved it, and I met a whole bunch of friends here and everything. So 3 years ago, I moved to Texas. All my family's still back in Florida. I have my own apartment. I've bought a home. Learning how to camp alone. I've gone camping camping a lot with other people, but just last summer is whenever I went and I did my first solo camping trip, my little one-man tent. I went to Arkansas. It was 7 hours away, and I was a little bit scared, but it worked out. I want to buy a teardrop camper, actually, and you can pull those with cars, so go wherever I want to in America, maybe even South America one day, because I live alone. I do everything on my own now. I have a career, so I really think like extending my travels and my experience with that is my main goal right now. Like, I want to get better at going and seeing the world. So the best advice I could give to you is do not let fear get in the way. The first time that I, went swimming, I had told my friends, like, no, I can't do that. But I had friends that helped me and that pushed me along, and I realized I was scared to fail. And failure is a part of being in a chair. But with each failure, you will gain new knowledge. You'll figure out how to do things differently. Because there's a lot of times whenever I thought, I can't do this, I don't want to do this is too hard. Those are the things that do debilitate us. It's not the fact of how we are or where we're at. It's how are we going to learn to overcome these things. Don't let this wheelchair hold me back. Just because I'm in this thing, I can still go up mountains. I can fly. I can go to places. I can go and experience life, relationships. It's because of that I'm not fearful of being in this wheelchair, and I don't make this wheelchair be who I am. Make it about you. Figure out what you want to do, and you figure out how you're going to do that within the chair. How are me in this chair going to get this stuff done?